Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And today I thought, because people review the Bandai Model 00 Shaky, that I thought I'd review and compare the three Hasbro watches I have. The three Model 0 Hasbro watches I have. I have the English, Italian, and Spanish versions. But actually, there's a few differences about them. So, let's compare them. First off, we're going to be looking at the English Model 0, or 0 Shiki Type 0, whatever you want to call it. Here's the English one. Now, you can see the English version, or Hasbro version, added their YoMotion technology. But, I mean, it's okay. The light is... So, we're actually gonna turn off the lights to show you the YoMotion kind of technology thing in this video. But first, we're gonna be just looking at it. So, it actually has a color scheme of blue, gold, and red. The light isn't actually this bulb here, which is actually resembling the marble from the movie. It's actually not that. Sadly, because of the YoMotion thing, they just put it in this big hole right here. And I can actually say that they could have still added a light there, like a black light for the searchlight, but then had that just for YoMotion. But they were lazy, and obviously that's too much money in their behalf here. So, they didn't do that. They didn't really care. So, go ahead and turn it on. It's pretty loud, but it's not that loud because I've been using it, so battery's kind of used up. But once you put new batteries in this thing, it's extremely loud. Like, I have another one over here, and yeah, it's really loud. See, it's like used though, so I didn't use it. Anyway, now we're gonna actually be looking at the metals. One thing I actually forgot to show off is that this one actually has an on and off switch instead of the original Hasbro watch that just kind of had that always on feature. And it was kind of annoying, so I'm glad they did that to this one, because it was just kind of annoying there. So, yeah, also the strap, bottom speaker, left, watch half, side. This lever doesn't go in all the way.
Oh! Searching for yokai!
It doesn't, click in like the Japanese Bandai one. Or actually, if you're considered, if I'm considering the Bandai one, there's also a Korean version, so I'm just gonna call it Bandai. So yeah. Next, here are the metals that come with it. I'll actually say some differences. You probably already know most of these differences. But, yeah, so first of all, we'll take a look at the Jibanyan Victory medal here, or Komai Nachi, I think that's how you say it. The green on this thing isn't that good. It is good, it looks, but it just I don't know, compare it to the Japanese plastic on this one, so see-through and, hollow. This one is just kind of dumb. Here's the back. You can see the rails are shifted for that YoMotion thing. YoMotion technology. Which I'm gonna say, it's okay. I'm not quite a fan of the track though, because I don't know, I liked the Japanese, how it's in the middle, you can put the metal upside down, And that's another thing, you can't put these medals upside down. There's no way, unless you cut like a little thing right here. There's no way you're gonna be able to get it in upside down, unless you want to break your Model 0 or any English Hasbro watch, unless you want to break it. But you know what? I'm not gonna even talk about that because it's just too annoying. So next thing is the Come On medal, or Matenshi. I think that's his Japanese name. Here he is. He's waiting in a long line, just like the Japanese medal. I don't have the Japanese medal, so I can't compare the Japanese medal for this. I actually don't have too many Japanese or Bandai yokai medals. Which actually, yeah, I can say Japanese medals because they have the like little words in Japanese. So yep, here's the back again. They had to move the whole rail system. I'm technically giving out these QR codes, so I guess, yeah, if you want to scan them, go ahead. And yeah. Next, I am going to take Come On out of here, and we are just gonna be saying a few things. So, this is the medal that comes with the Ziroshiki Bandai version, and this is the Jibanya medal that comes with the Hasbro watch. Yeah, you can tell that they aren't the same. Unless you're dumb, I suppose they're the same, but yeah, they're not the same medal. So one is the next medal, or Nui, I think, and the other is the Victory or Komanachi medal. To actually get the next medal, you have to purchase Yokai Watch 2 Fleshy Souls to get this version. Although mine is, the sticker is actually coming off because of use. It wants to focus. You can mostly see there that the sticker is mostly coming off. Yeah, there we go. So mine is technically used, and it's not really good. Go ahead and turn it around. Same thing. They actually have different rails, and obviously different QR codes. But I think anyway, unless they are the same. But they do have different rails. So this code, this rail, is actually for a pelican. I think that's his name. So if you slid this through the Model 0, if you took it apart and slid that, it would just be a pelican. And this medal, I think it would just say or Sojanayo in the Bandai watch. Yeah. And you can tell that he is tilted halfway. So yeah, not really the smart choice. If you want more role-playing style, I'd get the Bandai one. But if you just are looking for sounds, or sounds, then go with the Hasbro one. Or if you just if you want to see the emotions little projection, then I go with Hasbro, but otherwise I don't really think so. Next comparison with some medals. We have the Jibanyan Metal Moments medal that you would find in like the show or anime. Then we have the Jibanyan Yomotion medal that I don't see a purpose for it, to be honest. It has a different phrase than the other ones and a different Yomotion, but that's literally all. So it's literally the same medal. He's a little bit like second in size. But that's really it. There's no difference besides it's the green frame. Yeah, they're literally the same metal. There's no use for a second Yomotion. Jibanyan already has 3 medals for Yomotion. I don't know why he needs a second. I mean, fourth Yomotion medal. So literally, that's all about that medal. And yeah, they just screwed us. Alright, next we are going to be testing out the Jibanyan Yomotion medal. So, put it in. Then you turn it to 1.
Summoning Charming!
Jibanyan! I'm pretty busy right now.
As you can see there, it doesn't matter which way you turn it. And, it could do the summoning sequence, or I'm not really sure what they're called. It could do the sound for 1 on 2, and it could do the sound for 2 on 1. But the best way to do it is to, like, just mess around with it until it does do the right sound. But as you can see there, if we turn it to 2,
Oh! Summoning time!
then turn it to 2 again,
Summoning Charming!
Jibanyan! I'm pretty busy right now.
now you could tell that it just didn't want to, they didn't want to just program it correctly, so it does either sound no matter where you turn it. Also, another thing about this is how they didn't even program the sounds for Victory, Next, and Night. They just did the phrase from the first watch. I'm pretty busy right now. That kinda sucks, to be honest. I don't like that. I don't like how they did that, because there's no use for the medals then. And to prove my point why there's no use of this, the 2 backs are different for the Next and Victory. So I don't get why they didn't program the sounds in there. They have them in Yokai Watch 2, Fleshy Souls, Bony Spirits, and Psychic Specters. So I don't get why they didn't just change them. They obviously had to do different backs because of the Yomotion, but they didn't just do different backs for Jibanyan, Next, Night, and They did it for all of them. They just did it for Next, Night, and Victory. And there was no really point of that besides the Yomotion. I can see why they did a different back for Victory and the Next medal, but there's no point of doing both Night and Next different backs because they have the same speed of Yomotion. So that's pretty crazy. And I'm not gonna be testing out Come On. I'm sure you've all heard him before, unless you don't have the Model 0 watch. But that's literally that. Next up over here, we have the Spanish, Spanish Modelo 0. That's what it's called. And if I turn it on, it does the same sound as the English version. Slightly quieter, I suppose. But that just could be battery. Same thing, you put the metal in.
Yokai guapo.
¡Viva Jan! Estoy miau ocupado.
Hora de invocar.
And it does the same thing. Like the last one, it still doesn't matter where you turn it, it's still gonna end up either sequence. And he doesn't have a different phrase either. Now, if you take in the first, like, the Yomotion Series 1 pack Jibanyan. Oh, and another thing, they kept the same noise for the No Series when you put it in. But if you do this,
Yokai guapo.
¡Viva Jan! ¡Maldita furiosa!
he does his Positive Fury. He yells out Positive Fury instead of his normal phrase, which I don't get because his Yomotion isn't Positive Fury. Unlike the Victory Medal. Victory Medal has the Yomotion, and that's Positive Fury. So I don't get why they had to make that medal at all. It just doesn't really fit the series. It just doesn't work out. Next, over here, we have the Model Zero Italian version. Now if you turn it on, like past two, it does the same noise. That one was very quiet, as you could hear. I don't get why it was quiet, but it just was. So next, we're gonna try out Jibanyan.
Jibanyan! Posso fare miaura? Oh, è il momento di convocare.
As you can see, it does the same thing. Doesn't matter where you turn it, it does the same thing. And as you can see, that was like a little glitch there. So if you mess around with this, it does the sound if you just turn it this way, which is kind of weird, but it's just like there's a little piece in here and it hits the button when you turn it back, so it just kind of messes it up. It's like, it's normal, but it's weird because it doesn't make sense why they would do the molding like that. And now, since we did Jibanyan and all the watches, we're now gonna show you, we're gonna bring in the English Model Zero, and we're gonna try out this medal, which I have put a little sticker gem thing on the back to hack it to say RoboMutt. And when you put it into the English watch and press the lever,
RoboMutt.
you get RoboMutt. So that's pretty cool.
RoboMutt.
Now, when you move the English watch aside and you bring in the Spanish Model Zero and you put in him, it doesn't work. So, for some reason, they didn't program RoboMutt into the Model Zero, which was confirmed that they didn't program a few into this watch or other language watches when I put in my Elder Blue medal with the hacking for Unkeen. Now, they didn't program in any Wickeds for any other languages that I know of. Besides, I don't know about French. They could have. But this code doesn't work on my French Model U So I'm not sure if they did that either. I'm like pretty sure they didn't, but I wouldn't know unless I got the French Model 0. Now, same thing with Italian. If you try to put in Robomut or Unkeen, you get the same sound, which is kind of sucky. It's sucky for them anyway, because I would have wanted Wicked if I spoke Italian or French. But sadly, they didn't get that. But glad we did. Still pretty sad. It's still pretty sad because I would have wanted that myself. Now, one last thing. If you take over your medal from first watch of your Jabanyan medal and you put him into the Model 0, you'll get this.
Summoning time! Summoning charming!
So, you could tell that Jabanyan did his summoning song, but not his name. Now this is something weird, because in the Japanese version, or in even the anime, Nate or Keita uses his Model 0 watch for the first time, and he puts in the original Jabanyan medal, and he tries him out, and it tells him it's incompatible with his watch. And it's kind of sad, but I'm glad at least it does the summoning song here. And actually for the English anime, or TV show, whatever you want to call it, it did just his original watch summoning song, and not his name. So, what it should have done for the English watch, is done the summoning song just when you put it in. But they didn't do that for some reason. I don't get why, but they didn't. Supposed to save money, I suppose. So I suppose they just didn't want to do that. And fine with me. Also, if you bring in any other language watch, this is probably the same thing happens. Put in Banyan.
Hora de invocar! Yokai guapo!
Okay. And it doesn't say his name. I didn't show you that, but I could. I don't know why I took it out. Anyway.
Hora... Yokai guapo!
Yeah, and it doesn't do his name in any other language that I know of. And the next thing to talk about is, how many watches they made for Yomotion Model 0 watch. So they made, I think they made about 5 that I know of. They made English, Spanish, Italian, French, and Arabic. Which is kind of weird. I didn't know they made an Arabic one until a year ago, or maybe a few months ago. Pretty odd. I don't know how popular it got there, so that's why they made it. It must have been popular. So, I'm not sure if they made a German Model 0. I would assume, but I'm not completely sure. But I would assume they made all the summoning songs. I'm not sure if they got to the second anime. But they made all the summoning songs in Yokai Watch 2 for, Model Zero. So I'm assuming they did make a German Model Zero. I just haven't seen it yet, and I'll have to probably look it up sometime soon. I think I have tried, but I couldn't find anything. Anyway, one last thing, and, if you try out Whisper in your Model Zero watch, you'll get this. Nothing yet, but when you turn it to 2, or actually it doesn't matter, when you turn it to any other thing.
What's up, my corporeal friend? I am Whisper, at your service.
It'll do Whisper's little phrase. Actually pretty cool.
What's up, my corporeal friend? I am Whisper, at your service.
Now, I wish it actually did, when you press the lever and Whisper in there, it just did his name. Just like the first watch, I wish it did his name if he just pressed it. But it didn't, so yeah. That also kind of sucks. But anyway, that basically concludes this video. Thank you for watching. If you leave a comment, I will heart it because I love all my viewers. Obviously, like, I'm not in love with any, no. But I do love all my viewers. Thank you for watching my channel. And yeah, any suggestions or questions, leave them down below in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye.